My three top tips for first year law students, which I wish I knew when I was a first year student. First of all, with lectures, if you're like me, then you'll have trouble keeping up with lectures while you're trying to scroll down notes at the same time. So what I recommend doing is going to your lecture in person and watching it without taking any notes and just trying to take all the information you can just into your mind. And then when you get home, if the subjects are still done the way that they were done when I was studying law, then for most modules, the lecture recordings will be posted online half a day later, and you can download those, and then you can watch them at your own pace, of course, because you can go back, pause, and rewind, and that's when you take really detailed, clear notes that you can come back to later. And that's the best way, I think, to not only double-check your understanding of the subject, but also get the best notes that you can look back on later when you're revising for exams and things. Secondly, with seminars, I'd say even if you're not sure about the topics, always try to speak up in seminars, because they're not interrogations, they're discussions with you and the other people in your seminar groups and your seminar tutor. And even though, of course, try your best, it isn't always feasible for you to do every single piece of reading that you're assigned. There's an awful lot. But even if there's one piece you've missed out before a seminar, don't use that as an excuse just to clam out throughout the entire seminar and never contribute, because your seminar tutor won't mind if you get something wrong, and they're perfectly happy answering questions, and that's a much better way to learn the things that you missed out on than by just sitting there silently. And finally, I think the most important thing for me that I wish I knew in first year is to really get involved with the extracurricular stuff at the law department, like criminal advocacy competitions, mooting competitions, and things like that, because sometimes just going to lectures, then going to seminars, then going home, then coming back to lectures can make law feel a bit dry if you're stuck in a patch of modules that you don't particularly care about. But the extracurricular stuff, like the advocacy competitions, really make the subject come alive. And when I was in my first year, I didn't have a particular passion for law. I kind of just did it because it was something to do. And throughout my first year, again, I kind of just didn't have much of an interest in it, but I did it because I wanted to get okay grades. But then in second year, I've started doing the extracurricular stuff, and that's where I really developed a passion for the subject. And it's really helped develop my skills. It gives a really good idea of what it might actually be like to work in a legal position, like as a barrister. And doing the advocacy competition for me personally, it changed who I was as a person, because it made me more confident about public speaking, and also just about my understanding of the law. And plenty of things I learned there I could apply to my studies in my actual course, and a lot of the things I learned in my course I could apply to the extracurricular stuff. So it works together like that.